G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, I've just published an article on the weekend in relation to the leadership battle going on in the Liberal Party, and it was raised in part in the Liberal Party meeting room today in Parliament House. Andrew Hastie and his resignation, which is fairly obvious, an attempt, a manoeuvre to try and take over the leadership. Now, I published an article on Sunday the 5th of October 2025 and it's titled Federal MP Andrew Hastie makes a move to take down Liberal leader Sussan Ley. And it starts off, Federal MP Andrew Hastie has moved to the opposition backbench so it can continue to attack and undermine Liberal leader and coalition leader Sussan Ley without the limitation of being a shadow minister. Hastie wasn't hiding the fact that he is undermining Sussan Ley's leadership over the last couple of weeks with public statements. And I published an article on the 28th of September 2025 titled Billionaire Gina Rinehart makes a takeover bid for the Liberal Party by Andrew Hastie. Liberals spill by Christmas, detailing Hastie's game plan. Then on Tuesday, the 30th of September 2025, Sussan Ley made a move to try and put Andrew Hastie in his place and sent letters to members of her front bench. The Sydney Morning Herald published an article on the 30th of September 2025 titled Ley sets KPIs for fractious frontbench, which starts off, opposition leader Sussan Ley has laid down the law to her frontbenchers, imposing key performance indicators to overcome the policy failures that plagued Peter Dutton's election campaign. Under pressure to maintain internal discipline, Ley has fired off what are known as charter letters to shadow ministers outlining minimum standards and priority policy areas. Ley's office wrote to the front benchers on Tuesday to inform them about the letter that will be in your boss's inbox. According to an email obtained by the Sydney Morning Herald, sent a day after, Ley was peppered with questions about whether her leadership was under threat from MP Andrew Hastie. The Guardian also reported senior Liberal sources confirmed the letters, first reported by 9 newspapers, also contained a more general call for discipline and respect for colleagues' portfolios, which front benchers interpreted as an appeal to avoid policy freelancing after the disruption of Andrew Hastie's interventions on net zero, local car making and immigration. Guardian Australia revealed in July that Ley intended to use the KPIs in an attempt to improve the opposition's policy-making process. It is standard practice for Prime Minister to issue charter letters to their ministers, but it is rare for opposition leaders to do so. And I go on to say in the article, while the letters went out to all opposition frontbenchers, the timing shows it was clearly in response to Andrew Hastie and his undermining of Sussan Ley's leadership over the last week or so. Reports say that as soon as the letter hit the inboxes, on Tuesday Andrew Hastie went into radio silence mode, as reported by the Sydney Morning Herald. Andrew Hastie's colleagues had been trying to reach him for days. The former SAS captain has always been a lone wolf in the Liberal Party room, full of former staffers and business people, but he has become particularly dislocated from the party's centre of gravity in recent months as he spent time with his family in Perth post-election. This week it went to a new level. Calls, texts, nothing. Something was up. It was just radio silence for days, one of his close colleagues said. Then on Friday, Andrew Hastie announced his resignation as Shadow Minister for Home Affairs, The Guardian reported on the 3rd of October 2025. Hastie blamed his resignation on a charter letter from Ley, outlining her expectations of him as a member of the opposition frontbench, and stating that he would not be involved in formulation of immigration policy. The leader has made it clear that the Shadow Home Affairs Minister won't lead the Coalition's response to immigration matters or develop the Coalition's immigration strategy, Hastie said in a statement. On this basis, I made the decision that I was not able to continue in this role and remain silent on immigration. It is this well-established standard in the Westminster system that if a member of the Shadow Cabinet is unwilling to live by the convention of solidarity, they must depart to the backbench. And I go on to say in the article, the Federal Liberal Party leadership battle is like competing to be captain of the Titanic. It's already sunk and there isn't much left. Andrew Hastie resigned as Shadow Minister so he could continue his leadership challenge, not for any other reason. And in the article I publish a video of Andrew Hastie's rumoured running mate, Senator Jacinta Price, bowing to her billionaire bosses Gina Rinehart and Lachlan Murdoch. And I'll put a link to that video below this video on YouTube. What the last week or so has shown is that while Sussan Ley has no chance of ever becoming Prime Minister, she is still a better option as Liberal Party leader than Andrew Hastie. Andrew Hastie is 43 years old, which is on the young side for politicians, and he would have been better off letting Sussan Ley, Angus Taylor and others fight over the leadership for the next 3 or 4 years than to have a run at the leadership when the others have failed. Andrew Hastie having his leadership run now means he will expose himself to a bruising battle of which there will be no winners, at least long term. While Andrew Hastie is a good communicator, what he is saying won't be a big vote winner, either inside his party or with voters. The reason is because what Hastie says is just propaganda for Gina Rinehart, Rupert Murdoch and others, which doesn't cut it. There are enough Liberal Party MPs in federal parliament who know if Andrew Hastie was to become leader, then the takeover by Gina Rinehart would be complete, and they would get the same, if not worse, result than the 2025 federal election. At some stage soon, Andrew Hastie, along with Senator Jacinta Price, and likely a few other Liberal MPs and or National Party MPs, will start attacking Sussan Ley in a leadership, and as a battle that could last years, with the only winner being the Labor Party. Now, the Liberal Party leadership battle will go on for years, and there'll be different players at various times. But if they lose control, it's like an MP said in Parliament today, they'll end up like the Victorian Liberal Party, which is basically non-existent, or Western Australia, where it's not much better. It's just total rabble. And that's a big danger for the Liberal Party. But if they keep fighting between themselves, it's just going to guarantee their demise. And it's probably unstoppable now anyhow, because the players outside the party are trying to control it, like Gina Rinehart, Rupert Murdoch. And they don't care about the long-term future of the Liberal Party. They care about themselves and their own business interests. Anyhow, make sure you visit my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, and click on that article. It's got links to further information. And please do your bit and help shine a light on corruption and share this video on social media. And please hit the like and subscribe button and notification button. That way you get notified every time I publish a new video. In Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media, I'm an independent journalist. I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself, so I'd be greatly appreciated if you consider making a donation, either via PayPal or Patreon. The links are below this video on YouTube, also on my website. We can go to my website and click on the donations page, and there's other donation options on there. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.